Alright folks, let's try this again. Folks, I still have those microphones turned off at this time. Again, I will let you know when those are turned back on for you. But to the right of the aircraft here, we have the Nawili Harbor, which is where we get roughly 90% of all of our goods is brought into the island of Kauai, and the rest are flown in via FedEx or UPS. The Nawili Harbor is also home to our main port for the cruise ships here. Now, do we have anyone traveling with us today on that cruise ship? To the back of the harbor, we have a river that makes its way inland here. Now, this is known as the Hula. This is one of my all-time favorite locations on the island, because one of my all-time favorite movies was filmed here, which is Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. In that movie, Harrison Ford's running through the jungle, jumps into an awaiting seaplane, and takes off right from the river here. Throughout the beautiful island of Kauai has been used extensively as a backdrop for Hollywood. Way around this gorgeous garden aisle today, I'll be pointing out just a few of those locations here for you. The gorgeous mountain range here to the left of the aircraft is the Hori mountain range. And just to the other side of the Hori mountain range, just beyond this low saddle here, we have some private land which is called Kipukai. Kauai is owned by the Waterhouse family. They deeded the land that you're going to see here in just a moment to the state of Hawaii. Their one condition is not to be developed. The movie's 6 Days and 7 Nights with Harrison Ford and Descendants with George Clooney was filmed out here at Kipukai. And so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our value, but I won't hesitate. Folks, I've turned those microphones back on for you now, so if you have any questions throughout the flight, again, please feel free to ask away. I'm going to do my very best today to answer the questions here for you. One of the most well-known movies that's been filmed here on the Hawaiian Islands is Jurassic Park. And one of the famous scenes in Jurassic Park 1 is where the kids are running through the field and these dinosaurs are all around them. That field is just here to the front of the aircraft.
So this is known as the Rice Ranch, which is about 4,000 acres worth of cattle fields. Do we have anyone on board the aircraft today staying on the south side of the island of Poipu? Nice. Well, just to the other side of this mountain range here, we do have the southern side of the island known as Poipu. Now the correct pronunciation of Poipu is Poipu. Now to get to the shoreline of Poipu, you'll go through a historical town which is known as Kaloa Town. Kaloa Town is home to the very first sugar mill that opened its doors here in Hawaii back in 1834. Now we no longer produce sugarcane here on the island of Kauai. That ended in the year 2000. There are two ways to get to the south side of the island. One of them is through which is known as Tree Tunnel. Tree Tunnel is over 103 years old. It is lined with swamp mahogany eucalyptus trees and 3 times longer than what you're going to see here today. And as we pass this ridge line here, just to the is Tree Tunnel. Friends, as we leave Tree Tunnel behind us here, why don't we take the opportunity to get to know each other just a little bit better. Again, my name is Brody. I'm actually from this beautiful island of Kauai. My mother is a gorgeous Polynesian lady from the island of Oahu, and my father was the lucky naval officer that met her back in the 70s while being stationed in Pearl Harbor. To the very front of the aircraft, we have Thomas and Marlene, correct? Yes. And where are you folks? Use your microphone there.
Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York? Nice. Well, welcome to the warm weather of Hawaii, yeah. Directly behind me, we have Elva and Kirk. Where are you folks visiting from?
Near Med.
Nice. It's a beautiful area down there. And Matthew and Nia, where are you folks visiting from?
We're here from Adelaide.
Nice. Is it Nia or Naya?
It's Nia.
Nia.
She's from Brazil.
Nice. Well, welcome. Well, friends, I've got a beautiful island that I'm going to show you here today. I could just keep my mouth quiet the entire flight, and this gorgeous island of Kauai will talk to you right to your heart, but I'm going to help her out just a little bit as we make our way around. To the left, passing Poipu, we have the next town along the shoreline, which is Kalaheo. Kalaheo is home to the largest coffee plantation in the United States, the Kauai Coffee Company. It takes about 30,000 water. Stands about 360 feet high. Us pilots, we just call it Jurassic Falls. About 20 minutes into the very first Jurassic Park movie, a helicopter lands at the base of Manawai Opuna. So as we enter the valley here, welcome to Jurassic Park. Growing up as a young boy here in Hawaii, my grandmother, she used to tell us a lot of legends about the Hawaiian Islands, and one of them was about Manawai Opuna waterfall. Now, this was also known as the waterfall of fertility. Now, it was said that when a woman was trying to get pregnant, she would be sent to Manawai Opuna, where she would bathe in the pool and stay the night by herself. And come morning, she was pregnant. I've never known my grandmother to tell a lie.
There wasn't some guy.
Oh, I'm sure there was. Now, this entire area, including those beautiful waterfalls, is all on private land owned by the Robinson family. And throughout the years, the Robinsons have acquired roughly 4,000 acres of this beautiful island. So they are by far the largest landholders here today. Now, the Robinson brothers inherited this land from their great-great-grandmother, Elizabeth Sinclair. Now, she arrived here from Scotland in 1864, where she met Kamehameha IV, who showed her an island 17 miles west of Kauai. So she purchased it for $10,000 in gold, and so began the legacy of the Robinson family. With the island of Niihau, the lands here on the island of Kauai, the grand total of land owned by the Robinson family today is 51,000 acres, and that also includes this beautiful canyon here in front of us known as Olakele Canyon. You'll notice our landscape has just changed dramatically, yeah? We're now on to the drier side of the island here, where we receive less than 17 inches of rain a year. Now, Thomas, you'll notice all this red dirt that we have here. Now, this is iron oxide, known as rust. Lava has a lot of iron in it, and as the island erodes away, it exposes the iron to the elements. Basically, this is what happens here. So it is safe to say that the beautiful island of Kauai is rusting away like a bike chain in the backyard. We are now leaving Robinson Land. We're now coming into state land, and directly here in front of us is the beautiful Waimea Canyon. Has anyone had the chance yet to drive up here to the canyon while you've been visiting?
Yep.
Nice. So when you came up, it would have been along this western rim here just to the left of us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay a little bit to the right so you can get a view back because you're on top of it. Yeah? The Waimea Canyon is roughly 3 miles wide, 10 miles long, and just about 3,500 feet deep. Has been dubbed the Grand Canyon of the Pacific by Mr. Mark Twain. Kirk, if you look through the cabin here on that furthest wall, you'll see those horizontal lines, even this wall here in front of us. Every single one of these horizontal lines that you see, folks, represents a separate lava flow. So this is one flow stacking on top of the other to create the beautiful island.
Dream that did to Kauai, can't oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top, that's where you find me.
On the edge, just around the corner here, I got something special for you. Up to the right is going to be known as Kauai. You can hike to the top of Waipo'o. It takes just about an hour to get there. It's all downhill. Of course, all the hard work is on the way back to the car when you have to go back up. Elva, there is no way that I would leave the canyon here and not give you a view of Waipo'o Falls, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the aircraft around here for you. Again, folks, if you drove up here, it would have been along this western rim on Highway 550, and as we cross over the western rim here, we'll be right over the top of Highway 550 for you. A lot of wild pig, goats, and actually black-tailed deer, Kirk, that was brought over from Oregon. As we leave the wooded area here, we start to make our way down towards the ocean. And as we descend towards the ocean, we'll be coming down upon one of the most beautiful locations in the Hawaiian Islands, the Nepali Cliff. And Nepali means the cliffs, and some of the cliffs that we're going to see here today are just a little over 3,000 feet high. Now, as we cross over this beautiful vista here in front of us, which is known as Nuololo, to the right of the aircraft first, I welcome all of you to the gorgeous star of the show, Nepali Coast.
There's a beach down there that looks spectacular.
There's actually 3 spectacular beaches that we have here. We have Honopu Beach, which is part of this beautiful valley here known as Honopu Valley. Again, folks, this valley, Honopu Valley, is very sacred to the ancient Hawaiians. This is where their chiefs are buried. A volunteer warrior would be chosen to take the bones of a chief from the top of the cliffs down by rope. Find a cave, place the bones of the chief in the cave, and then seal it. Once the task was done, the rope was cut, and the chief would fall to, or the warrior would fall to his death, taking with him the secret of the location of that burial ground. To be chosen for such a task was considered a very high honor. Elva, when I bring the aircraft around here, go ahead and take a look out your window now. Matthew, the beaches that we saw, that we flew over here, Honopu, very sacred, and the only way that you can get to them legally is to swim to these 2 beaches just below us. But Matthew, the beach coming off the right of the aircraft here is Kalalau Beach. Kalalau is the end of an 11-mile long trip, 8.5 hours to get to, and it does require a permit. Folks, just above Kalalau, the most amazing structures here along the Nepali coast, the cathedrals. As I bring the aircraft around here, everyone's going to get an amazing view of the cathedrals. Now look at these right here. How beautiful is this? For those of you who went up to the Waimea Canyon, how was the weather when you went up there?
It was raining when we got to the top.
All right. Well, because of that, Matthew, I'm going to show you folks something that you couldn't get to see. This valley here is known as Kalalau. This is the largest of all of the valleys here along the Nepali coast. In fact, at one time this was home to over 5,000 native Hawaiians, and up to 150 years ago, 1,000 Hawaiians still resided here in the Kalalau Valley. If you were to drive Highway 550 until it comes to a very end, there are lookouts of this valley. Usually, this is what you'll see. It's not very often that you get a beautiful blue sky day and you can see the entire valley. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to the very back of the valley here. I'm going to make 3 pivoting turns, giving everyone the opportunity to see the Kalalau Valley. I'll make my first turn here. I'm going to put it off to the left side of the aircraft for Elva and Kirk. There you go. How beautiful that is, yeah? I'll go and bring this off to the front now. And to the right.
So, Brody, you're saying that we couldn't see this because the top of the hill was always in cloud?
It's usually in cloud. If you just wait patiently, so patiently could be a couple hours, it does clear out for you. And then some days it doesn't clear out at all. That's beautiful, yeah?
The whole island so far has been beautiful.
Remember, we have the Kauai Beach, which is the end of an 11-mile long trail. Well, that trail runs along the Nepali coast here, about right along the shoreline. Some areas about 200 feet up from the shoreline. Now, this is a trail that was carved out by the native Hawaiians to get from one valley to the next during the winter time. Usually during this time of year, the ocean is not very forgiving. Come summertime, they'd use their outriggers to get from one valley to the next, because it's pretty much like a lake out here during that time of year. Now, there's a portion of the Kauai Trail known as Mile 7, also called Hiker's Crawl. A portion of Mile 7, maybe about 50 feet or so, is only about 2 feet wide. It's on a 4-degree angled slope towards the ocean, and it's a 150-foot drop. Now, that is the most dangerous part of the Kauai Trail, and if you get through that, well, it's smooth sailing all the way to the beach. However, you got to think about going back. As we approach this beach that wraps around the corner here at the end of the Nepali, known as Kauai, I'm going to make here and give everyone one last final view of the gorgeous Nepali coast. And here we go. As I level off, look at this beautiful view of the Nepali.
See all these monkey pod trees. Did they use any monkeys on the island?
No. Another tree, Thomas, you're going to see a lot of here is the African albizia tree. Now, the African albizia was actually delivered here to the Hawaiian Islands to be utilized for lumber. Now, the problem is here in Hawaii, the grows about 19 feet a year, as opposed to the 3 feet a year that it grows in Africa. so the wood is too brittle to be used for anything. Today though, we have found a source for the tree, just the tree, and use the wood chips to power one of our bio plants here that produces about 12% of all the electricity for the island. This beautiful valley here is the Hanalei Valley, and just to the back of Hanalei, hidden into the clouds, like always, this is Mount Waialeale, the most elusive location here on the island. Highest point on the island, right now standing 5,148 feet. At the top of Mount Waialeale, the wettest spot, one of the wettest spots on the planet, giving just a little over 480 inches of rain a year. Because of all of this rain, we have species of birds, plants, and insects that live at the top of this mountain and nowhere else in the world. Now, I can't begin to tell you how sacred Mount Waialeale is to the ancient and native Hawaiians of today. And in a moment, I'm going to introduce you to her very close. I'm going to enter into the heart of the crater of this mountain. And as we make our way around this ridgeline here, I welcome all of you to the birthplace of Kauai. As we enter into the crater, I don't say anything out of respect for my Aina in such a sacred location. Just a little over 500,000 years ago, Mount Waialeale had its last eruption, and when it erupted, it blew out the eastern wall of the crater here in front of us. And as this eastern wall collapsed, the eastern side of the island known as Lehue was born. Of course, all of our volcanoes here on this beautiful island are extinct, and as this island continuously shifts further away from the hot spot, riding along the tectonic plates, we lose about 4 to 5 inches of shoreline a year, making the island of Kauai today only 553 square miles in its current location. How beautiful was that?
Stunning once again, that was beautiful.
As a native Hawaiian, to be able to fly into a lot of these areas that you can't get to on foot or by car, and to go into some of these sacred areas such as the crater, I mean, it means a lot, you know? But to be able to take people from around the world to experience such a gorgeous location means even more to me, because it's, I think it's definitely what I was put on this planet to do, is to take people around.
You have a great job, Brody, and thanks for taking us.
Oh, well, you're very welcome, and thank you for flying with us. If it wasn't for folks like you, I wouldn't get it to do this. Well, friends, as we leave the interior of the island behind us here, I want to take the opportunity and thank all of you for flying with us, Blue Hawaiian helicopters. It has been more than my pleasure to show you around this gorgeous island of Kauai, and I hope you all enjoyed your flight with me today. Folks, I'm going to get a little busy with air traffic control here, so in a moment I'll be turning these microphones off for safety, but not quite yet.
Tower, Blue 23 Lake, Mike. Blue 23 Lake, Tower, fly Kona, approach report saddle. Kona, approach report saddle, Blue 23.
Friends, please do us a favor when you head on home and you rub it into all your friends and family of what you got to do here today on Kauai. Let them know who you flew with. Again, we are Blue Hawaiian, and my name is Brody. If you do visit some of the other gorgeous Hawaiian islands here on this vacation, or perhaps you'll come back in the near future and visit us again, which I truly hope you do, please look us up. We are located on Oahu, Maui, the big island of Hawaii. Upon landing, please stay on board the aircraft until my ground crew has had the opportunity to open those doors for you and assist you out. On one side of the aircraft, just go to the very front of the helicopter and await blue box that you'll see painted on the ground. Once in the blue box and they have secured the aircraft, they'll go ahead and assist you with any type of pictures that you would like taken, and then they will escort you back into the main lobby. In the lobby next to the gift shop, we have some computers. If you could please do me a favor, hop on one of those computers and let me know how I did today. I would greatly appreciate that. At this time, as we are approaching the airport now, I will be turning these microphones off for safety. I am going to leave you with this, though. Ua mau kea aina I kapono, which means the love of the land. These are the world's islands. It's not who was here first. It's who's going to take care of these islands in the end. So come back and see us again real soon on any one of your beloved Hawaiian islands. Mahalo, aloha, and ahui ho, friends, until we meet again.
Tower, Blue 23 is saddle. Blue 23 north pad, clear to land, air taxi gate. North pad, clear to land, air taxi gate, Blue 23.
Folks, again, upon landing, my ground staff will be the ones to open the doors for you. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with some happy music here as we make our way in.